I have recently stumbled upon a video from a YouTuber called Hamza. Now at first, I didn't really feel like clicking the title. I don't know why, it's just, it was a title that made some sense compared to my interests. I was like, yeah, that seems like a self-improvement topic that I could watch, but it's just another YouTuber, nothing particularly interesting about the title or the thumbnail, so I didn't click it. But then after a while, YouTube sometimes gives you the second and a third chance. It kept recommending the video. Eventually I clicked the video. And something happened. Something happened that hooked me into the personality that was Hamza. And so I started watching more videos and more videos. And eventually I got to the point where if there would be a recommendation from a new Hamza video, I would feel very tempted to start watching that video, even though the title might have not been particularly interesting. There might have been another video in a similar topic of self-improvement that had a more tempting title, where it was like, yeah, that makes more sense. That is something that I'd really want to learn about right now. That is my interest. But for some reason, I felt more like clicking the Hamza video than the other video. Even though the Hamza video was less interesting when it came to the title. And so I started to really think about what is it that draws me towards these certain videos but not to the other videos. And I came to like one big conclusion, and that's very interesting. I think this conclusion is so interesting that it's worth to talk about, because I'm not just making this video to kiss Hamza's ass and tell everyone that he's good and I don't like to watch his videos. No. Because I came to the conclusion that the reason why I preferred to watch the Hamza videos, even though they might have not been particularly interesting topics, is because I think that Hamza is so good as a character himself, because he does not just sell information, but he is amazingly good at selling inspiration as well. When you watch his videos, you don't just learn things, but you get genuinely hyped on life to make a change, and you genuinely start to feel more positive, which is ultimately more important than what you learn when it comes to sheer information. And I think this is largely because the guy just has the right attitude towards life and self-improvement. I think he calls it holistic self-improvement himself. And I think that is just the thing that works. Because when you look at other YouTubers, and I'm going to make assumptions now, and I don't mean to offend any of these YouTubers, but I am going to have to make some examples. So when I watch, for example, Joey from Better Ideas, a lot of you guys probably know this YouTuber. He's a great YouTuber in my opinion. Joey seems like a nice guy, production quality is amazing, the guy gives great advice in his videos. And again, I'm going to make some assumptions right now, okay? But this is the feeling I get when I watch a Better Ideas video. I am watching these videos and then I think, oh yeah, cool, thanks, great tip, Joe. Now I'm gonna continue my day. See, that's the feeling I get. I do not get that feeling where I am like, yeah, now I feel hyped, let's go to work, woo! I don't get that hype. That's not what I'm getting. In fact, and this is the part where I'm going to make some assumptions. In fact, when I watch a video of Joey, I am getting the impression that this is the guy that as soon as he is done recording or as soon as he is done editing his videos, he thinks, oh great, I'm done working. Now I finally get to play my video games and watch porn again. That's the feeling I'm getting. And that's partially my assumptions, but it's partially also actually a fact, because Joey makes videos where he talks about how he struggles with his video game addiction and productivity. So it's actually partially true.
I just can't stop playing video games.
And now I am not trying to say that the YouTuber that you are watching should be perfect, that you're only allowed to listen to people who are perfect. Obviously that's nonsense. And I do still watch Better Ideas videos, and I do think that you can learn from it. But this is the thing. The feeling that I'm getting, because he doesn't feel like a person that is genuinely, bam, on life, holistic sense of self-improvement, Because I don't get that feeling. I don't get that inspiration that I want to have. Joey doesn't seem like a role model. Joey seems like a great guy who gives great advice, but he doesn't seem like a role model. Ali Abdaal, another example. The guy is an amazing YouTuber, very successful. The guy's literally a millionaire. He gives great advice when it comes to business, productivity, financial advice, etc. But would I want to be Ali Abdaal? No, I wouldn't. When I'm watching Ali Abdaal, I'm getting the impression that this is a guy that has financial success, that is very productive, but at the same time, this is the guy that sort of struggles on maybe other aspects of his life. In fact, the guy talks about how he struggles with his dating life and how he has a problem of getting friend-zoned all the time.
Are you sure you both ain't dating? Are we dating?
We're very sure we're not dating.
So if you would ask me, hey Rob, would you trade places with Ali Abdaal? You'd get to have his YouTube success, you'd get to have as much money as he has, but you would be the 30, 40-year-old virgin that gets friend-zoned by everyone. No, that would be a big convincing no for me. I would not want to trade places with a guy like that. That is not a guy that I aspire to be. Again, this is a guy that gives great tips. You can still watch his videos and learn stuff from him, but when you watch his videos, you just learn information and you don't get inspiration because the guy is not a role model. The guy is not someone you'd want to be. And this is where I think Hamza sets himself apart from the crowd. Now, I am personally quite a bit older than he is. I am in a different phase of my life, so I wouldn't literally want to trade places with the guy. But if I would have been younger, I probably would have. I would have probably looked up to him and thought, I want to have what this guy is having. I want to do what this guy is doing. Yes, I'd want to have that life. That's what I would have probably thought. And I think that so many other people are thinking the same thing. And that's the exact reason why he is so inspiring and why he is so addicting to watch. You are not watching a guy that gives you tips. You are not watching a guy that is giving you information. You are watching a guy that genuinely inspires you. You are watching a guy that is telling us, guys, look, this is where I was in life. I felt kind of shitty. I had all these bad habits. I felt bad. And then I changed into this person. I started to do these habits and I genuinely feel so much fucking better right now. This is what I did. You can also do it. That is who you are watching. You are watching someone that genuinely made a big change in his life, going from, well, I don't know if the guy was actually unhappy or a loser, but going from not feeling that great to feeling much better, and it feels genuine. The guy genuinely sells the hype. And so when you are watching that, it just feels so much more positive and more inspiring to watch than other YouTubers who are just trying to sell you on one or two aspects of life. Because we know that that's not the truth. We know that we can't just start doing NoFap and that that's going to fix our whole life. We know it. We know that if we watch this productivity YouTuber, that just becoming more productive but being a virgin and a loser isn't going to make us happy. We know that deep down inside. Red pill YouTubers try to tell you, don't focus on any of these things like social skills and stuff. Don't focus on any of that. Just build your body and your business so that you are aesthetic and rich and then you'll get everything you want. We know that that's a lie. We know that we will still be the 40-year-old rich, good-looking virgin. Or the only women that we attract in our lives are superficial gold diggers, so we will still be fucking miserable. We know that. We know that we can't just take a quick fix, that there is no shortcut and that we cannot just deal with these one or two aspects of our life. And so when we watch the average YouTuber that is just talking about these one or two things, these things can teach us information, but these things do not really inspire us. These people are not role models. And a YouTuber like Hamza is a role model because the guy has a genuine holistic approach towards life, and we can genuinely see that the guy actually improved himself and became happier and more successful. And I'm not trying to say that the guy is perfect. The guy might make a lot of mistakes, but at least it seems like he has the right attitude towards life. The guy feels like a guy who is genuinely trying to do the right things in life. And you can see this in the comments as well. When you read comments on an average self-improvement YouTube video, the comments are something like, oh yeah, that makes sense, cool tip, thanks, goodbye. But if you read the comments on Hamza's videos, there are people that are genuinely saying, oh my God, you saved my life. I changed so much. I used to be miserable and now I'm feeling great. And it's not an exception. The videos are absolutely littered with comments like that of people who genuinely got so inspired that they made drastic changes in their life. Now, of course, there are other things as well, like the more YouTube technical stuff, the way he makes his videos, he and his team, obviously his editors. They are so catered towards people who are addicted to dopamine, and those are the exact people that you'd want to reach. So like the way that his videos are edited are a masterpiece. The characters he uses, the Jeffrey and Adonis, a lot of people think that this is like a funny thing, a joke, but it's amazing. Really, if you think about it from like a psychological perspective, these characters make so much sense because storytelling works. It's just a simple fact. Using characters, using an example works. But you can't always talk about yourself because you might not have experienced exactly all these things yourself. You can't talk about the viewer either. You can't always say, hey, you viewer, this is what you're doing wrong in your life. Because the viewer might not be doing all of these things wrong. Or even if the viewer is doing these things wrong, the viewer might feel judged. And so it works better to have an external character like Jeffrey that Hamza is using to set an example, because that way you can still illustrate what people are doing wrong and right, even though you might not exactly be doing the same things, or even though you might otherwise feel judged. But now, because it's another character, you don't feel as judged, and it's easier for people to think, oh, I don't want to be like this character, I want to be like that character. It's amazing. I have honestly had this character called Benny, which was essentially the same thing as Jeffrey, like roughly the same thing that I've used before, like 2 years ago in like an older YouTube videos that I deleted now. And I've thought about reintroducing Benny, but I've had my doubts because I was sort of afraid that the Benny character would have been spoiled by Jeffrey right now, because people would just say that I am copying Hamza. I've used Benny in, I think, 2 relatively recent videos, and yep, exactly that happened. There were comments saying, this guy sucks, he is a f***ing Hamza copy. To be honest, I'm trying not to care about it too much. If people want to believe that I'm a Hamza copy, so be it. To be honest, in my opinion, it's not even that bad to copy some aspects of someone's work. Because if someone does something that actually f***ing works, then copying it is not that bad. So guys, if you want to think that I'm a Hamza copy, especially after this video, because I'm kissing Hamza's ass right now and talking about how good he is, go ahead, okay? Think of me what you want. But I'm straying away from the main point right now. We were talking about why I think that Hamza's YouTube channel is doing so well and why he is so fun and so inspiring to watch. I think I've said it. I think I've said it all. The guy does not just sell information, the guy sells inspiration. The guy genuinely sells a hype towards life. And so that's why it doesn't matter that much what exactly his video is about, because motivation and inspiration usually tends to beat information. If you are hyped towards life, the information will follow. You'll find out the information yourself. The most important thing you can have is a genuine hype towards life. And the guy seems to be selling it so much more than other YouTubers. I think that is the main reason why Hamza is so inspiring to watch and why his channel is doing so great. If you like this video, then watch a Hamza video after this video, because then the algorithm will start to associate my videos with Hamza videos. That's clever. Do that.